Welcome to Coaching for Health with Suzy Bricker. Suzy is a certified health coach and has her practice based in Delray Beach, Florida. Listen here to find out how Coaching for Health can help you get and stay on the right path to your health and wellness. Spend an hour learning about current topics on all things health and how you can apply them in your life every day. Now, here's Coaching for Health with our host, Suzy Bricker.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to my listeners, our listeners. This is Suzy Bricker, Coaching for Health, your resident certified health coach. We are back every Wednesday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. with this incredible show on this incredible WWNN radio. It's been a couple of years since I have been on the air. It's been a fabulous 2 years, and we are going to have an incredible show today. You can get us every Wednesday, as I said, 1 to 2 p.m. on WWNN radio, 1470 AM. You can download us on the iHeartRadio, iRadio Now, and TuneIn apps on your very, very smartphones and stream us live on wwnnradio.com. And, which is really exciting, we are also on video as well as on radio on amp2.tv. So, as I said, we are back. It's my honor, my pleasure to be with you, and my mission each and every week to deliver all that is current, cutting edge, in your face, on your mind, body, and wallets, information on integrative health and wellness, nutrition, supplements, exercise physiology, mind-body health, pet health, and of course we all love our pets, and much more, because it is a new year, 2016. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wonderful days to all of you. Thank you for joining me and my special guest, who I will introduce very shortly on this program. It is all about living independently healthy. So let me ask everybody a question before we get started on this great program. How do you get the information that you need in respect to your health? How do you process that information? And how do you connect it all personally to achieve your own health and wellness? Well, we're going to do that here each and every week, as I said, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. live on this incredible station, WNN Radio. But before we get into our first segment, for those of you that are not familiar with health coaching or have used a health coach and are just wondering if you had a good experience or a productive experience, let me just explain to you a little bit about what I do as a health coach and what health coaching is, and then we will bring on my esteemed and wonderful guest, Dr. Carol Foreman-Hellerstein, for our at least first two segments and hopefully for the rest of the show. Health coaching has become a booming specialty, and it's not even special anymore in the healthcare field. What health coaches do and what I do is create bio-individual health and wellness programs for our clients. It is a proactive mentoring health and wellness practice where the clients really get to know themselves, like in a way that they have never gotten to know themselves before. So programs are developed, assessments and different kinds of programs, monthly, yearly, bi-yearly programs, and all aspects of health and wellness to help clients achieve their goals, maintain their goals, and be able to run with their own health and wellness on their own. We are conduits to physicians in just about every specialty or type of medicine there are. And it is National Health Coaching Week this week, so this is a great week for the program to get back on the air. And I encourage everyone to contact a qualified health coach and get your health and wellness in order for this new year of 2016. We are all over the place, and it is a really great way to get on track with your health and wellness. All right, enough about that. Moving right along. Again, it's my pleasure and my honor to introduce to you my esteemed colleague, Dr. Carol Foreman-Hellerstein. She is a licensed clinical nutrition who has maintained a private practice for over 30 years, which is as old as I am. Her articles on health and nutrition have been featured in Glamour, Allure, New York Magazine, USA Today, New Beauty, Shape, Long Island Entertainment and Lifestyle, and more. She has appeared on ABC's Nightline, Eyewitness News, Geraldo at Large, Geraldo Rivera, and he is large, live in large, Home Shopping Network, and has been heard on numerous talk shows, and now this one, and we are so fortunate to have her. She has been interviewed for articles appearing in the Washington Post, National Health magazines. She has served as a chief clinical nutritionist for Zone Chefs, an organization dedicated to helping people reach their weight loss goals. I have to take a break and catch some more breath. And as a member of numerous professional organizations, including those dedicated to the difficult challenge of weight loss, Dr. Carol has devoted her professional career to helping people achieve a higher level of health. Phew. So welcome, Dr. Carol.
Thank you, Suzy. I really appreciate being here. It's a pleasure and an honor. And
tell us more about your practice. Fill in the blanks, if you would, for our listeners, and just tell them, I know why you're here, but tell them why you're here with us today and why you will continue to be a guest, ongoing guest on this show, and a colleague, of course.
Well, it's always been my passion and my purpose to help people to achieve higher levels of health. And reaching that optimal level of health very often can be quite daunting. Not so much because the people who see me as clients are not dedicated to making the changes that they need to make in order to achieve more optimal health, but more because we live in a society that I view it as a perfect storm for illness. We have so many challenges today in the modern world. Our air and our waters are polluted. Our foods are processed. We eat genetically modified foods. Our fish is farm raised. I call them Frankenfish because we don't even know what we're eating today.
That's very true.
The cattle are raised on antibiotics. You've got young girls today reaching puberty way before they did in past generations, and that's because of all the antibiotics and the estrogens and the xenoestrogens in the food source today.
And God help the fathers of these daughters today, because we are so sophisticated, more sophisticated with our children, with technology and opportunity, that it is even more crucial that we take control of our health as individuals and families. But that's topics for another show. But please go ahead.
So we have such challenges today, challenges that no generation ever had before this one. And I think after everything is said and done, besides the food issues that we face in America today, I don't think any generation has ever been quite as stressed as we are.
And we certainly had a very stressful situation before we, 2 minutes before we came on the air. Excuse me for interrupting you, but you knew I was going to mention this.
Yes.
You talk about stress. I almost had a heart attack because we lost power in the studio. Literally, the universe was testing both of us, and boy, did we pass that stress test. That is real stress test as far as I'm concerned, but okay. All right, so you're talking about stress.
Yes, and you know today there's just no downtime. We've got computers that are on 24/7, and cell phones, and you can be reached at any moment in time. And then there's the carpooling and the errands, and even good things like holidays. They're positive, but the body interprets
so
it as
stressful.
stress.
Of course. All right.
So
True.
we've got lots and lots of stress today, and the bottom line on it is that the body is impacted very negatively by stress, and 80% of all physician visits really are involved in something that has to do with
Isn't
with
that
stress.
incredible? 80% of all of the visits to our physicians in this country, 80%. I think that's absolutely totally staggering, and something that we are going to address on an ongoing basis on this show. Because it is just, we've got to get those numbers down. Those are the numbers we have to get down. And that's great information, of course, to mention to our listeners. But do you recommend any products or supplements to help people achieve their stress goals, or to help manage their stress, and certainly all other aspects of health and wellness?
Yes, I do. When I look at 30 years of practice, and I say, what brings someone into my office? And I could make a list, whether it's migraines or sleeping issues or anxiety or depression or fatigue or salt craving or carb craving or lack of concentration or memory loss or muscle pain, or they'll come in with palpitations or abdominal issues or obesity or glucose intolerance.
Unfortunately, not to interrupt you, but I know people that go through all of those symptoms every day, all at once.
And you know what I call that, Suzy? I call that vertical dis-ease, and I'll tell you why. When we are with a physician, and we're already very sick, and we're horizontal in a bed. The bottom line on it is that we know we're sick. They give it a name, and we're sick. But the bottom line on it is that most people really have a problem with vertical disease. They're functioning, but they're not doing well. So I recommend certain supplements. And my favorite supplement in terms of, I think of it as somebody, a carpenter who needs a hammer. I need my tools. And my tool is natural longevity adaptogens. And
what do you say when we say adaptogens?
I say adapt a what? Because most people in America know what vitamins are and minerals, and you can talk to them about vitamin C and vitamin E, and they're familiar with it. But when you use the term adaptogens, they're really quite, this is something new to them. So adaptogens are something that we're going to take the time to introduce people to today.
We absolutely are, because it is a buzzword, a buzz supplement for this year going forward. We are about to go to our first break. Believe it or not, went by in a nanosecond. Please stay with us. We are going to talk about adaptogens at nauseum, not really, but at length. And why they are so essential to our health, and how much in the forefront they are when we return. Please, please stay with us.
Stress is dangerous. We live in a world where we are subjected to it each and every day. These stressors can wreak havoc on our health, cause disease, and affect our daily lives. Stress seems to create or worsen conditions like obesity, weight issues, high blood pressure, Alzheimer's, diabetes, depression, gastrointestinal problems, sleep disorders. Well, the list goes on. It creates a whopping 80% of all visits to the doctor in this country. Enter adaptogens. Natural longevity adaptogens. Adaptogens are a unique, amazingly powerful group of ingredients that adapt their function according to your body's needs. They are the most effective, side effect-free natural stress reduction solution on the planet. Better sleep, better stamina in all areas, improved circulation, and increased overall feelings of well-being are just some of the stunning benefits. For more complete product and ordering information, please go to adapt4health.com/WWNN radio. That's ADAPT, the number 4, health.com/WWNN radio. One more time, adapt, the number 4, health.com/WWNN radio. Natural longevity adaptogens, the most powerful formula, period.
Welcome back, everyone, to our second segment of Coaching for Health with me, Suzy Bricker, your resident certified health coach. We are back on the air after a hiatus that went by in a nanosecond, but we are happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back on WWNN Radio. This show is on every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. live. You can get us on 1470 AM, on the iHeartRadio app, iRadio Now, and iTunes apps on your smartphones. And we are actually on video as well on amp2.tv, and you can stream us live on WWNN Radio each and every week. Thank you for joining us. If you're just joining us, thank you again for listening in. If you're back, welcome back. We are talking with my esteemed guest and colleague, Dr. Carol Foreman Hellerstein, about her illustrious career as, I was about to say clinique, but that's a whole other show, as a clinical nutritionist. And we were just talking about what, Dr. Carol?
Well, as I said before, adaptogens may be a term that many of our listeners are not familiar with, but adaptogens are plants and herbs that other cultures are really quite familiar with. In fact, other cultures have been using them for thousands of years. And whether it's the Asian culture or India, Egypt, all of these different areas of the world are quite familiar with adaptogens.
So we have a lot of catching up to do, being a new country with a lot of old world problems, but we do. Okay,
yes.
Great.
Well, you see, the body hasn't changed, since mankind, walked the earth.
Well, mine has, but that's another show too. Okay. Please go on.
The body is actually programmed for stress, and there are some very specific physiologic changes that take place. The adrenal glands put out cortisol under stressful conditions. I like to tell the story about the tiger and the caveman. The caveman is foraging for food, and he sees that suddenly in the background there's a tiger, and he may end up being food rather than foraging for food. So he starts to run, and you have all of these different changes that take place in the body.
And it's like a snowball of effects.
Yeah, this primitive part of our brain really programs us for fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, and the adrenal glands kick in, and we produce cortisol, and our heart races.
And we store fat, and we store belly fat, and it has a whole, right, yes.
Right, because the digestive juices at that point turn off, and blood is shunted to, places where it will help this caveman run for his life. So the caveman is running, and he sees a tree and he climbs up it, and he successfully gets to a place where the tiger cannot reach him, and eventually the tiger gives up, and the caveman comes down from the tree, and all of these systems of this emergency alarm event turn off, and the adrenal glands stop pushing out this cortisol, and the caveman goes home, and his wife and children greet him, and life is good. And
sounds like marriages today.
Yes, it does. Okay. So what the problem is today for all of us is that the tiger never goes away. Between what we talked about before, the fact that we all are working so much, and the media and the technology, most of us are really in a position where we're just constantly bombarded with this low-grade stress, and it just never turns off. And that's where you get all those things we talked about before, the migraines and the inability to sleep and salt craving, and whatever.
Just to name a few of the ongoing symptoms and maladies that we all experience that contribute to, as we said in the first segment, 80% of the visits to our doctors in this country.
Right.
So we were talking about adaptogens specifically. Could you go into just a little more detail about, or just tell us?
Yeah.
I mean, I want our listeners to know, and I want them to be able to get on an adaptogen program.
Right.
The adaptogen program that we have here from Natural Longevity is unsurpassed, but tell us why they are so essential to our health and wellness.
Well, they're essential because Mother Nature has blessed us with herbs and plants that really make a difference in terms of being able to calm the nervous system and at the same time give us incredible energy. Adaptogens have an amazing background. As a matter of fact, what happened was that between the years of 1952 and 1988, 6 out of the 9 appearances at the Olympic Games between those years, the Soviet team ranked first in the total number of gold medals.
It's not surprising.
Yes, very impressive.
They're like cyborgs, respectfully.
Yeah. So what happened was it was, and they were second at the other 3 occasions. So they were either first or second for years and years and years. So the other countries started looking and saying, oh my goodness, what are they doing? And they wanted their athletes tested for drugs, and their athletes always tested clean. And so there was an amazing story here. What were they doing? What did they know that no one else knew?
It was the vodka. Made from grapes.
Actually, their secret weapon was adaptogens. And they really kept it a secret. They did the science, and they didn't tell anybody what they were using. And they only gave their adaptogens, believe it or not, to their elite athletes, to their dances. They gave it to the Soviet military. They gave it to anyone who was high-ranking in the country, and then for everyone else, including us, it was a secret.
Well, that makes great sense, because when you think about, even now when we watch the Olympics, the quality of the sportsmanship or the quality of the athleticism, even on Dancing with the Stars, the body, the physiques, and the ability of concentration and dedication, physically and emotionally, is incredible. So these dots are all starting to be connected with adaptogens. So please go on. And then if we could just talk a little bit about certain adaptogens like the ashwagandha or rhodiola, which I would love for you to get into, but please go ahead.
Well, what happened was there was a research by a Dr. Hans Saley. He was the pioneer of even the term stress. And while Western medicine was ignoring his work, as I say, other cultures embraced it, especially the Russians. And Dr. Saley had put out 1,700 scientific papers, and he wrote 39 books. And he's the one who really made us recognize the word stress as we use it today, was something that up to this time, the word stress actually was only used when you were referring to weakness in metal.
Right, and now it's used like Kleenex is to tissue.
Yes.
It's an everyday buzz. I mean, we live, eat, breathe, and live stress every single day, as we talked about and as we all know. So,
right. So,
very true.
So what we know is that herbs like ashwagandha will increase oxygen uptake in the body. And all of this is scientifically valid and tested. There were 1,000 Siberian miners who were given adaptogens, and the incidence of influenza dropped by 2/3. There was another study with 14,000 factory workers in the Soviet Union, and a 40% decrease in symptoms of high blood pressure and heart disease. So what we know is that adaptogens really work. They make a difference in the body. Herbs like, and again, Americans are not familiar with this, but Schisandra and rhodiola and ashwagandha, and these are plants and herbs that just increase stamina. They help the body's resilience. They help the immune system, and they make a tremendous difference in overall wellness.
So when we talk about adaptogens, just to crystallize it before we go to our next break, which is just coming up in about a minute, what we're really talking about are natural substances that help the body to adapt to the stressors of what's going on metaphysically. They actually adapt to what's going on in an individual's particular situation. And that is not only incredible, but that is such a baseline, non-negotiable part of health and wellness, your health and wellness, and everybody's health and wellness today. So this is something that we cannot ignore and should not ignore moving forward. All right, we are about to go into our next break on the half hour. Thank you for being with us, everybody. Please stay with us. We are going to talk a little bit more about adaptogens and natural longevity adaptogens. And then, do you want to be Epic Ultra? Stay with us.
Do you want to be epic? Do you want to be ultra epic? Well, now you can be. With Natural Longevity's Epic Ultra, you can take your health and wellness to a whole new level. Vitamins and minerals are critical to our overall health and well-being, but not just any vitamins and minerals. They are not, and I repeat, not created equal. There are no other products available that contain the same level of all vitamins and trace minerals and other phyto, meaning plants or plant-based nutrients, that Epic Ultra provides. This is absolutely the multivitamin mineral product everyone needs and can take with ease. This potent formula contains over 100 vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients essential to great health, fortified for your heart, immune system, digestive system, mood, anti-aging, and more. Epic Ultra is a non-negotiable addition to your everyday health routine. So, go to adaptforhealth.com/WWNN radio to see and order this amazing product and to view all the incredible products in the Natural Longevity family. That's Adapt, the number 4, health.com/WWNN radio. And remember the number 4. That's adaptforhealth.com/WWNN radio to order now. Stress is dangerous. We live in a world where we are subjected to it each and every day. These stressors can wreak havoc on our health, cause disease, and affect our daily lives. Stress seems to create or worsen conditions like obesity, weight issues, high blood pressure, Alzheimer's, diabetes, depression, gastrointestinal problems, sleep disorders. Well, the list goes on. It creates a whopping 80% of all visits to the doctor in this country. Enter adaptogens. Natural Longevity Adaptogens. Adaptogens are a unique, amazingly powerful group of ingredients that adapt their function according to your body's needs. They are the most effective, side effect-free natural stress reduction solution on the planet. Better sleep, better stamina in all areas, improved circulation, and increased overall feelings of well-being are just some of the stunning benefits. For more complete product and ordering information, please go to adaptforhealth.com/WWNN radio. That's ADAPT, the number 4, health.com/WWNN radio. One more time, adapt, the number 4, health.com/WWNN radio. Natural Longevity Adaptogens, the most powerful formula, period.
Welcome back, everyone, to our third segment of this Coaching for Health, this new season of Coaching for Health with me, Suzy Bricker, your resident certified health coach. It is Wednesday, January 13th, a good number, a great day. From 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., this is our show. I am so thrilled that you're joining us. If you are just joining us, I am with my esteemed colleague and guest and frequent guest on this show, Dr. Carol Foreman Hellerstein. She's a clinical nutritionist for over 30 years and an extremely impressive resume, which she's a very formidable person and just wonderful in what she does in helping create great health and wellness for her clients. So in our first half hour, we were talking about adaptogens. And briefly, Dr. Carol, if you could just briefly, again, crystallize for those that are just tuning in what adaptogens are. And they are in the forefront for a very good reason, because they are so now critical to our dis-ease and our ill health and wellness. And even CBS just did a story on a segment a couple of weeks ago about what's in health and wellness for 2016, which I'm hoping to get to in the last segment of this program. They did a story, part of their story on adaptogens. So Dr. Carol, just briefly again, what are adaptogens? Talk about natural longevity adaptogens and why they're so incredible.
Well, you know, America and Western medicine sometimes is behind the times. And what other cultures have known for a very long time is that stress can really be a killer in every sense of the word. And our culture tends to recommend all sorts of drugs. But other cultures have known that you really can have a natural solution with natural plants and natural herbs that will really impact the nervous system, have a calming effect, help cortisol levels to become regulated. everything about stress is negative. Stress decreases the activity of natural killer cells, and it really compromises the immune system. So there's no aspect of health and no aspect of our body chemistry that isn't negatively impacted by stress. So natural longevity adaptogens really is a formidable tool. It's the tool that I use with the people who come to see me to really make a difference in their lives. There is no other product in the marketplace that's more powerful and has a better combination of adaptogens than natural longevity adaptogens. We have a whopping 3,888 milligrams in each daily dose.
3,888 mgs.
Yes.
In each dose. That is staggeringly amazing and powerful. And just there are we know, not to interrupt you, of course, but we know, which is why we're here and why we're colleagues in our quest to help people get well and healthy. We know there are many, many products out there, but this is staggering, and this is exactly why I am with Dr. Carol and incorporating these products in my own personal health and wellness, which has made a big difference in my health and in the health of my clients. So I just had to get that in.
Well, I appreciate that, because we do want our listeners to know that not all supplements are created equal.
Boy, aren't they?
And this particular product comes out of what's called a GMP, Good Manufacturing Practices plant. And
that's not the gross national product.
No, it's not.
This is not gross. This should be the natural product, but not the gross one.
This is the good manufacturing one. And it's got the highest standards in the industry.
That's critical.
Yes,
that's
it is.
critical, because we both know that the standards in the industry can be respectfully suspect, and the credibility and the power of these products and the adaptogens, I'm telling everyone, is staggering. The proof is in the pudding. Not eating the pudding, but the proof is in this pudding. So please go ahead.
Well, what you need to know is that we are Natural Longevity. We're committed to producing products that are unparalleled in the industry. And we have premium ingredients. As I say, our potencies are powerful. And we have products that are steeped in science. I
love the word steeped.
Yeah, steeped in science, because the literature is there confirming what adaptogens do. And then when you get the best product, well, then you've hit a home run. And that's where we're at.
And we have hit a home run. We have hit a home run. So now that we've talked about adaptogens, let's talk a little bit about vitamins and minerals.
Okay.
This is also a huge industry. This is on vitamins and minerals, rightfully so, are supplements that I use in my coaching practice on a case-by-case basis. But they are very, very important. And to be frank, I have been on the fence sometimes about vitamins and minerals because of the quality. But Dr. Carol, let's talk now about natural longevity, vitamins and minerals, and why vitamins and minerals in tandem with adaptogens and other products are so very powerful.
Well,
and that's, excuse me for interrupting. And then let's get into, as we the teaser of let's let our listeners in on how they can become epic.
Well, the first concept that we need to share is that I believe we all need a multivitamin. And after being a clinician for 30 years, I remember back in the day where I would have clients come into my office, and I would recommend supplements, and they would come back and they would say, my doctor yelled at me. He said, if you eat properly, you don't need to supplement. And the truth of the matter is that hypothetically, that is a really valid concept. Mm-hmm. The problem is that no one today can eat optimally, or at least it takes a lot of hard work, because the standard American diet, which is standard American AD, it stands for the word SAD.
And it is
sad.
Oh my, that's so appropriate, and it is sad. And just to interject briefly, the new FDA guidelines, which is something that I hope we'll get to in the show. If not, we will get to it the first part of next week. That just came out for 2016, which we both have our opinions and feelings about. It's so suspect to bio-individual health that eating properly is something that has become almost generic, and I think benign. Because what does that really mean? So I understand now, and I have, and I'm really committed as well to the vitamin and mineral cocktail, in a good way, combination of the Epic Ultra products, certainly, and our adaptogens. So tell us about Epic Ultra, if you will.
Well, Epic Ultra is, in my opinion, foundational. It's insurance in a bottle that every single one of us needs to take every day. What's sad about our society today is that obesity is rampant, and yet we're undernourished. So we lack the nutrition that we need, and yet everybody is overweight. So overweight and undernourished. And it seems, such a dichotomy. How could this be? And yet that's what the problem is today, because we're not getting the nutrients we need out of our food. And whenever you put anything into your body, it really is information to the cells of your body. It's kind of like programming a computer. So if you're going to program that computer with good information, it'll give you back good information. And it's the same thing with food. The problem is that most of us do not eat optimally today. And it's very, very difficult. So Epic Ultra, again, is a comprehensive multi and mineral formulation that provides the necessary nutrients we all need. And it goes way beyond just filling nutritional gaps.
Of which there are many, and we both know, being on the go and having our lives, no matter what we do, there are so many gaps that are filled with so many detrimental foods and snacks, as I don't like to call them, during the course of our day.
Right. And what Epic Ultra does is it really represents a whole new evolution in multis, because not only does it supply high-potency balanced B vitamins, which we need to protect us from heart disease, and it has antioxidants and phytonutrients, and it delivers support to every cell, but it has, and this is what makes it outstanding, a proprietary blend of digestive enzymes that makes this multi an absolute game changer.
Okay, so digestive enzymes, another buzz, fabulous supplement that we are going to talk about next week. But this is crucial information. We are now at our third break. Please stay with us. We'll be back shortly. We're going to talk a bit more about being Epic Ultra And then we will talk about what's in and what's out for 2016 and some of those dietary guidelines. Please stay tuned.
Stress is dangerous. We live in a world where we are subjected to it each and every day. These stressors can wreak havoc on our health, cause disease, and affect our daily lives. Stress seems to create or worsen conditions like obesity, weight issues, high blood pressure, Alzheimer's, diabetes, depression, gastrointestinal problems, sleep disorders. Well, the list goes on. It creates a whopping 80% of all visits to the doctor in this country. Enter adaptogens. Natural longevity adaptogens. Adaptogens are a unique, amazingly powerful group of ingredients that adapt their function according to your body's needs. They are the most effective, side effect-free natural stress reduction solution on the planet. Better sleep, better stamina in all areas, improved circulation, and increased overall feelings of well-being are just some of the stunning benefits. For more complete product and ordering information, please go to adapt4health.com/WWNN radio. That's ADAPT, the number 4, health.com/WWNN radio. One more time, adapt, the number 4, health.com/WWNN radio. Natural longevity adaptogens, the most powerful formula, period. Do you want to be epic? Do you want to be ultra epic? Well, now you can be. With Natural Longevity's Epic Ultra, you can take your health and wellness to a whole new level. Vitamins and minerals are critical to our overall health and well-being, but not just any vitamins and minerals. They are not, and I repeat, not created equal. There are no other products available that contain the same level of all vitamins and trace minerals and other phyto, meaning plants or plant-based nutrients, that Epic Ultra provides. This is absolutely the multivitamin mineral product everyone needs and can take with ease. This potent formula contains over 100 vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients essential to great health, fortified for your heart, immune system, digestive system, mood, anti-aging, and more. Epic Ultra is a non-negotiable addition to your everyday health routine. So, go to adapt4health.com/WWNN radio to see and order this amazing product and to view all the incredible products in the Natural Longevity family. That's adapt, the number 4, health.com/WWNN radio. And remember the number 4, that's adapt4health.com/WWNN radio to order now. Whether your business has 5 employees or 500, they need to work as a winning team. Your bottom line depends on it. Suzy Bricker and Coaching for Health will work with you and your staff individually and collectively to build a customized plan that will work for your business. Suzy specializes in health and wellness programs that will improve employee productivity, reduce absenteeism, create a happier, healthier work-life environment, and increase staff loyalty and commitment to their careers and your company. All of which adds up to a greater return on your investment for you. Lower healthcare costs, attracting highly qualified new employees, and promoting an atmosphere of financial success. Contact Suzy Bricker at Coaching for Health at 248-762-4961. That's 248-762-4961. And at susan.bricker-coachingforhealth@outlook.com. For more information, go to her website, coachingforhealth.net. Find out today how to build and create the right health and wellness program for your business. Call 248-762-4961 or email susan.bricker-coachingforhealth@outlook.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to our last segment of this Coaching for Health new season, so to speak, on WWNN Radio every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Boy, the time's gone fast. I now remember how fast this hour goes and how great this hour has been with our wonderful, wonderful esteemed guest and contributor, Dr. Carol Foreman Hellerstein. We have been talking about adaptogens and Epic Ultra and how you can be Epic Ultra. So at the end of the last segment, we were just quantifying what Epic Ultra is. So if you could, Dr. Carol, just give us a little summary again of Epic Ultra. We are going to just talk about briefly the new dietary guidelines for 2016 and what's in and what's out. So you're on.
Well, just to sum it up, I think everyone has always heard the expression, you are what you eat. Actually, that's not 100% correct. You are what you put into your body, but then what your body breaks down and absorbs. And what makes Epic Ultra epic is the fact that the enzymes in the product make the product bioavailable. And
bioavailable.
Yes.
So as I know all about bioindividuality of programs, bioavailable is crucial. And that means?
That means that when you take a product and from head to tail, it's not going to come out, as the pill that you put in. It's got to do something while it's in your body working in order to enhance cellular health. And when something is absorbable and bioavailable, it makes all the difference in the world, because then it means that it's doing the job that you want it to do and will have the efficacy of why you took the product in the first place.
Exactly.
So that's why Epic Ultra is a game changer when it comes to multis. Other multis do not have this aspect.
And Epic Ultra and being epic is something that we can take and you can take in conjunction and should be taking in conjunction with your adaptogens and other products in this fabulous natural longevity line of products that you are so adept at and familiar with. So that's been good information for this part of Coaching for Health with Dr. Carol, and I would like her to stick around because I just want to briefly talk about the 2016 dietary guidelines, which were announced out of Washington and our administration this past week. And before I get into that, Dr. Carol, just not putting you on the spot because you are a plethora of knowledge. You're amazing with your knowledge, but how do you feel generally just about the dietary guidelines? Not 2016 in specific, but just about these dietary guidelines that come along every year.
Well, I think that the science is ever evolving, and that's what makes science so wonderful, because things that we were teaching and believed 10 years ago, we now know we've moved forward and we have so much better information. So many of the dietary guidelines of the past have proven to be harmful in a lot of ways.
Yes, they have.
They're telling us to eat lots of carbohydrates, and we now know that the science has brought us forward to the point where if you're not eating natural carbohydrates, namely fruits and vegetables, and you're eating the
complex,
kinds,
so to speak, that we talk about in our nutritional practices.
Yeah, and if you're eating the kinds that are man-made rather than nature-made, Mother Nature will give you good food. But if you're eating, lots of breads and pastas and cereal and things processed food, what we know is that blood sugar levels are disarrayed, and it causes a plethora of problems, and that could be another hour show.
Oh, it will be. Believe me, it will be. So thank you, and I agree totally and completely with Dr. Carol. So the new dietary guidelines, and believe it or not, our time is running out, and I wanted to get to the do's and the don'ts and the ins and outs for our nutrition for 2016. I may not be able to get to that today, but you'll have to tune in next week for that. But the dietary guidelines from the Obama administration are not that different, I believe, than last year, and a bit nebulous. And the regulations refer to maybe not having to cut back on eggs as much or egg yolks as much. And salt, of course, is a killer. And the new dietary guidelines talk about red meat and lean meats and added sugars. So without getting into real specifics about these dietary guidelines, added sugars is a nebulous phrase because there is sugar in so many of the things we eat. And I've talked about reading labels on this show in past shows a couple of years ago, and we will talk about labels in some upcoming shows. But it was a very nebulous study, in my opinion. So they talk about sugary drinks, we talk about lower salt intake, we talk about not extra added sugars, but our population in this country, we don't really know how to quantify what that means. So I just wanted to say, mentioning the study, that it's maybe good reading, maybe not. It's something that I think could be read and should be read by all of us. But again, without knowing how to apply that information into our daily lives and apply that into our own bio-individual health and wellness, we really don't know what it means. So I don't think it means that much. We are, at the end of this first Coaching for Health show. We didn't get to the what's in and what's out for 2016. I apologize, but you just got to come back next week. I thank my esteemed guest, Dr. Carol Foreman-Hellerstein, for joining us, as I hope she will be here on a regular or a frequent basis. Next week, we'll be talking about digestive enzymes, which is a must listen to, and maybe why we should all be turning Japanese. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure, Coaching for Health. Remember, it's all about the health of it. See you next week.
You've been listening to Coaching for Health with Suzy Bricker. To connect with Suzy, call 248-762-4961 or send her an email to susan.brickercoachingforhealth@outlook.com. And to find out about your free health consultation, discounts, special programs, and products, go to her website, coachingforhealth.net. Again, call Suzy at 248-762-4961. And tune in again next time for more Coaching for Health with Suzy Bricker. The opinions